It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 253 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens! We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget, we brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Hazelnut.
And it's delicious. You are missing out if you are not drinking this delicious coffee from Bright and Early Coffee. We have a code. It's CWTCL 15 for 15% off a bagged coffee. Where should everybody go?
brighthandearlycoffee.com.
And if you need K-Cups, go over to Amazon. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious hazelnut coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Okay, so fall is officially here. Yay.
Yay, yay.
It's not as cool as I want it to be. That's for sure.
No, we're still in the 70s. I mean, going into October, next week's forecast, or I guess when this drops, it's still a lot warmer than I would like. I want sweater weather.
Sweater weather. I said sweater weather. I have not turned off my AC yet. That's a problem.
It's not as cool. And we say this every turn of the big season, and it happens anyway. I just hope we get a fall and it doesn't go right to winter.
That would be horrible.
If it does, then that's sweater weather for sure.
I'm always like, and I always say I'm better with the cold than the hot, but I just am.
It was really hard to come back from Iceland because it was so lovely and chilly there. And then back here to sweating.
We haven't had a chance to talk about it. You could tell everybody, did you have a good time on your trip?
Oh, I had a great time. It was really, really wonderful. Fantastic people, gorgeous weather, more sheep than you could shake a stick at, and Icelandic goats, which were fascinating.
Everything in Iceland but your best friend.
Well, I did find some chickens for you, too.
You did.
Both of the chicken flocks that we found, they both had black cockerels. The one guy we got in a lot of photos, he was pretty, but the first guy was stunning. But he wanted no parts of me. He was like, lady with the camera, no. He and his favorite girl, they were in a corner of the coop and they wouldn't come out.
They're used to the dark-haired girl taking pictures, not a light. Well, no, you're in Iceland. Everybody has light hair.
Gonna say in Iceland, there's a lot of light hair.
I would have been in the minority in Iceland. They would have been like, whoa.
There were certainly some brunette people, but more of them were tall and fair, yeah.
Oh, wow. And I would have been short, too. That would have been bad.
I was also quite short. Michelle and I are the same height, so we were short, yeah. But tons and tons of sheep, so it was wonderful.
Did you have time to make me some mittens, a scarf, and a hat?
You don't ask for much, do you? I don't know. No, I did not.
Well, on a different note, I was about to bring your geese home with me one day because they just fell in love with me.
I know. I'm in Iceland, and I was like, this woman is going to steal my geese. Get the heck out of here.
I was like, jump in the back of the hatch.
I'm sure they love you, but they love me more, and you cannot have them. It
was funny because at first I was a little worried the very first day, and I did kind of hang behind Pete for the first 5 minutes. I'm like, Pete, protect me. They come after me.
Love Pete.
But they never did. They liked my shoelaces. They loved me by the third day, and I was like, well, go ahead and jump in the Honda. You can come home with me for a while.
Nah, you are not getting my geese.
And then I get the email. Don't think you're going to steal my geese.
Trying to steal my geese. Speaking of the geese, they laid 2 eggs yesterday.
What?
Yes.
I didn't think, I thought that was just once a year.
I know. I let them out this morning and there were 2 giant eggs in the nest. And I was like, you guys are overachievers. I'm not arguing. It's okay. But yeah.
So what are you baking me with these big goose eggs?
Those are going in the freezer for holiday baking. Thank you. The one regret I had is that I didn't freeze any goose eggs for holiday baking. But guess what?
Man, now if you use an ice cube holder or whatever for those, that's going to take like the one egg, the whole thing.
No, I scramble them in individual eggs. So it'll be the equivalent of 3 chicken eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a written review. I say written, but you got to type it in. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button because they count them. They definitely count them. And the written reviews we love to read. If you want to make us happy, it's a free way to do it and to help the show.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken, duck, and goose loving friends about us. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thank you to all of our patrons, old and new. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes, use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay! You know what I love when it's 95 degrees outside?
Being inside.
Well, that too, but I really love cleaning my igloo chicken coop.
Yeah, it is so easy to clean. You don't have to break a sweat.
And you can use a water hose or pressure washer, so it doubles as a cool down. I also love those run covers.
Oh man, the shade is superb. I go into the run to cool off.
Yep, my flock's covered during the heat of the day, just chilling.
Meanwhile, we're melting on the patio. Seriously, can we get in on this amazing coop design for ourselves?
They're out there living the dream.
So when it's pushing 100 degrees, the right setup matters.
That's why we choose an igloo.
Get your girls their own just in time for summer.
Search Omelette. That's OMLET.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like monthly subscriptions?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let us take a minute to tell you about Chicken Love.
You get a monthly Chicken Lady tee, treats for your flock, and a keeper care card.
And did you know with every multi-month subscription, you get a free Chicken Love logo t-shirt?
Really?
Yeah.
It's $36 a month with free shipping.
What are you waiting for? Get off the nest and click already. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business, working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. I love Swedish chickens, yeah! Swedish chickens, yeah! It's time for the Breed Spotlight, yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You put a lot of thought into that one, didn't you?
At least I didn't use the IKEA like I normally do.
Oh, I forgot.
I tried to go a little different.
I forgot about the IKEA.
So this week's Breed Spotlight is
the Swedish Flower Hen.
I don't think they could guess. I don't think they could.
No, probably not. This is one of my favorite breeds of chickens, as you well know. The beautiful Swedish Flower Hen, in their native language, they are known as Skanks blomahona. I probably said that very badly. Apologize to any of our Swedish listeners.
Yeah.
They're a European heritage landrace breed from the south of Sweden. You'll often hear to them referred to as the largest of the Swedish breeds.
The south of, it sounds like it would be a great vacation place to go.
It's so cold.
The south of France, the south of Italy, the south of Sweden. Let's go.
Sounds good. The Swedish flowers are considered rare in their home country and in the rest of Europe, and they're rare in the US as well, though they have become more popular over the past 10 years or so.
They're not rare on the Kosmala homestead over there.
They kind of are. We only have a couple left.
I know, but you still have them.
I do. What I love about these chickens, they are smart, they are healthy, they are hardy, they are active.
And they're named for those beautiful flower feathers.
They're not APA recognized. They're not considered an American heritage breed, so the Livestock Conservancy's conservation priority list does not have them listed. But they are undoubtedly a heritage breed. They just weren't traditionally kept in America until the 21st century. One of the other things I really love about this breed is that they're very much like the American chickens, where they deal with hot and cold very well.
They do.
And they are, again, really healthy and hardy. And down the line, when we have some spaces open up, I really will get some more Swedish flowers. Now, they are an older breed. They're at least a few hundred years old. And because they're a landrace breed, that meant that farmers and chicken keepers just let them roam together and choose their own mates. Survival of the fittest to some extent.
That's how everybody goes, man.
Their own genetic selection.
But they're like, oh, I like that one with the crest over there. Oh, no, I don't like that one with the crest. I like that one with the fifth toe. I'm going to go over there.
Fifth toe. I've never seen a Swedish flower with a fifth toe.
Maybe they just haven't found each other yet.
Maybe. Allowing them to self-select, let them evolve into a breed that thrives in Swedish weather and geography.
Well, that's how it goes normally.
Right. Their story is the usual. They were replaced by hybrid layers after the World Wars, and they were practically extinct by the 1970s. Conservationists set out to find what was left of the Swedish flowers, and they were lucky enough to find 3 existing flocks. Those birds were the start of conservation breeding and the foundation for all modern Swedish flower hens. Greenfire Farms imported Swedish flowers in 2010, and then again in 2014, and they have a beautiful breeding flock.
They do. I love seeing their videos of them. They're very pretty.
So my remaining 2 Swedish flowers are Pansy and Casper. They are Greenfire stock, obviously.
Yeah. Casper, I mean, he is a gorgeous rooster.
He's absolutely gorgeous.
The colors on him, you just don't get.
Really
it's
beautiful.
Just amazing. Now, this breed does not have a standard appearance, and they are usually very colorful birds. Again, because they're land race, they pick who they want to breed with. They say, I don't like that guy, I like this girl, whatever. So they get to choose. Now, hens have beautiful white or black spots on the ends of their feathers, and these are the flowers that they're talking about in the name. The roos have spots too, though not as many, and tend to be gorgeous and colorful, like we're talking about Casper. Mm-hmm. He's definitely got the range of colors in him, and the greens and everything else. So it's always a good thing. Now, you can find birds in shades of brown, black, white, blue, gray, cream, and red. Listen to all those colors.
Yeah, my birds, everyone was a black base except for Bluebell, who was a blue base, and she was absolutely
I love Bluebell.
She was beautiful.
She was beautiful. Now, Swedish flowers have moderately sized straight combs, though they can get big on the roos. So that is good. Hens can also be crested, but not always. Like I said, sometimes you like the crest, sometimes you don't. They have red earlobes and often, but not always, have yellow legs. Hens usually weigh in around 5 pounds. The roos can reach about 6 or 7 pounds. So they're the medium, moderately sized birds.
Greenfire Farms says that they have roosters going up to 8 pounds, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
And one of the things about a landrace breed is that there is no standard.
Right. There's no standard.
There are some loose rules that you need to follow if you're breeding Swedish flowers, but there is not a breed standard with color variety attached to it.
Now, the hens are pretty good layers of cream-colored eggs, 3 to 4 a week when young, and then around 3 per week as they age. They will often lay into an old age, even if there's only 2 eggs per week. That's great for a geriatric, for an older senior chicken. Holly's Pansy's now 9, and she still gives her about 2 to 3 eggs per week, right? Through the spring?
Through the spring, yeah. I always tell her she's allowed to be retired, but she gets in the box and lays a little teeny egg. It's cute.
There's still a few in there.
Yeah.
So they're good winter layers, which means they're going to start end of December, January. Spring layers usually start between February and March and that kind of time. So that's where we get winter layers from. And they will go broody sometimes. Have any of yours gone broody?
Mine have not, but my neighbor Kitty had the Swedish flowers until she switched over to Icelandics, and she had a handful of broody hens.
So before we move on to more about the Swedish, I do have to just put in there, for the first time in many years, Spicy, the Rhode Island Red, is very broody. It's bad, man. It's bad. I mean, she's kicking shavings. She's yelling at everybody. She's a pancake.
I heard her make the noise when you went in the coop. I heard her.
This morning, I'm saying to her, what is your problem? You've never been broody a day in your life. So here's the thing. She's a Rhode Island Red. She's multiple years old. You know, I'm superstitious, won't say. And she's broody. So it can happen to any of them. That's for sure.
These birds are amazing homestead chickens. They really are. Like I said before, they're very smart. They're very healthy. They're some of the best foragers ever. They will turn over a compost pile in record speed. They will spread mulch for you. They will eat ant eggs and insect pests. And I think they're the perfect addition to a permaculture system.
They're friendly birds with tons of personality. We can't keep saying this enough because that's one of their great traits.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to hang out with their people and see what's going on.
None of mine have been particularly cuddly, and that's okay. They more than make up for it in other ways. They're always under my feet. They always want to know what's going on.
Now, they can be a little bit of a bully in the flock, so you have to have the right kind of chickens around them, too.
Yeah, that's true. They're beautiful, practical. Like I said before, they're reasonably hardy in both heat and cold, and they do pretty well in mixed flocks. I liken them to a lot of my American breeds that...
They can be strong.
Well, but also just the way they adapt to the climate here. So like Delawares and Rhode Island Reds and Jersey Giants, they're very similar to that as far as dealing with cold weather. Watch the combs, though, because they can suffer from frostbite quickly. Casper's had a little frostbite damage over the years. Now that Pansy is a senior hen, she appreciates a cozy coop heater to help keep her warm on the coldest nights.
That's awesome. I mean, because these birds are so smart and confident, this is why I keep bringing this up. The hens often like to be at the top of the pecking order. So if you're integrating them into an existing flock with firm leaders in control, you're going to be probably fine. Now, there aren't usually problems with one, but when you have more chickens, so if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 and up, and they spend time jockeying for position and making sure no one gets higher in the pecking order, then you're going to have problems.
Yeah, both Pansy and Petunia were relentless nest box bullies. Pansy's always been in control. It's Pansy's flock.
Yeah.
But my others have been incessant bullies. Supervised free range and enrichment and boredom busters, all of those things help with that because these, like the Andalusians, these are smart chickens who, if they have too much time on their hands, they get into trouble.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The roosters are usually mellow and friendly. And Casper's just wonderful. Every once in a while, I've seen an aggressive Swedish flower, but for the most part, they're just nice boys. I've never done this, but I have seen this. Roosters that are hatched and raised together can often live peacefully together in the same flock.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, here's the big question. Everybody wants to know. We kind of answered it if you were listening back. Where can you get the Swedish Flower Hens?
Greenfire Farms, if you want to get them straight from the source.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my pet chicken also carries them, and there are lots of small breeders around the country that carries them. You can check in with the Swedish Flower Breeders group on Facebook. There are 2 groups. I used to be in them years ago, but I got tired of all the fighting about what's a perfect comb. Because I don't care. I'm not breeding them, and I like the variety in them. So
I think that's one of their little great things about them is the variety and being different. That's landrace. So
it's landrace.
You know, it's kind of silly to argue about comb sizes when they're meant to be different anyway.
I love their smartness. I love how healthy and hardy they are. I love how they cope with the weather pretty well. I love this breed, and there will be more of them in my flock.
I never would have guessed.
Not yet. Yeah, I know. Smarty pants. Would you ever get Swedish flowers?
Sure. I would. There are some chickens that I'm like, no, definitely not. But no, I would definitely think about it when I have some openings. Definitely. Okay, so if you have the Swedish flower and you'd like to share pictures with us, go over to Instagram, put up a story, hit the mention button, put our name in there, and it comes right to our messages, and then I can reshare it. So share us your Swedish flowery hens. We want to see them.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit metzerfarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera.us.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today. Okay, are we ready to move on to main topic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's main topic, you guys have heard us talk about this stuff a lot, and it's the Rooster Plan. We're going to talk about Rooster Plans, what they are, how to go about them, all the ins and outs of the Rooster Plan.
The Rooster Plan is simply, if you end up with roosters, what are you going to do with them? And it's a pretty detailed plan. And the reason for that is you just want to say, I'll just find a home for them, because that's easier said than done. We also don't want people to go abandoning their roosters to be eaten by predators.
Right. It's a hard thing to talk about because some people don't have a Rooster Plan.
Right. And the only way you can get away with not having a Rooster Plan is if you 100% know the gender of the birds you're putting in your flock.
We talk about this all the time. It's not right to leave them somewhere and just let them be eaten by a predator or starve, because a lot of times they won't be able to find the food. And it's that same old story. I was at a party and somebody was telling me about their friend that just left a whole bunch of roosters in the Home Depot parking lot. All those things are not okay. They're animals. They have hearts. They can understand what's going on. So that's why we talk about the Rooster Plan and how important it is to know what you're going to do if you get one.
So the toughest part of this conversation is talking about male chickens, roosters, because, and if you've ever been involved in any breeding operation, and I'm talking like homestead and small scale farm, almost no one except people who are as insane as me keep all of the roosters that are hatched or show up on their farm. And any of us who keep chicken, we bear responsibility for this, but it's a question of whether we deal with it directly or we let someone else deal with it. For example, if you're buying from a hatchery, they deal with excess males. If you're hatching eggs, you are definitely going to end up with cockerels, sometimes more than half.
And the problem comes with they can't live together with females. So let's go into one option for a Rooster Plan is to say, okay, I want to keep all these boys and I want to love them. And here's the thing, it's a bachelor pad because boys do well all together, but they cannot see or hear or have any sense that there are female chickens around at all.
Right.
No hens.
A bachelor flock does work very well, but like you said, they have to be completely sequestered from hens. I love my boy flock because they're so fun and so affectionate. You know, they'll come and get on my lap, they'll fly up on my shoulders or my head. They don't have to worry about taking care of hens. So all their energy goes into having a good time and loving you, and it's really nice.
I mean, it's basically a bachelor flock. I mean, like bachelor in the sense of the word, they're just worried about themselves. They don't have as much of that instinct to protect because they're not protecting their hens, so they're not coming after you that way. So it's a really good thing if you have the space. And there's the caveat. You have to have the space where they're separated and can't see and hear other hens. And any sense that there's girls around, they will fight. So that's one option that you can do if you decide I'm going to breed and I'm going to keep all the roosters. They need to be together away from the girls because we do know that ratio 1-8, 1-10 usually works best in a flock with a rooster and hens.
One of the things that I absolutely love about the bachelor flock system is that they don't eat anywhere near as much as hens do.
I've noticed that with little man.
Yeah, roosters they simply do not consume as much as hens do. They're not making eggs. You know, they're not making huge fluffy hen feathers. They obviously require enough nutrition to grow their, handsome, fancy feathers. But the amount of food I feed the 6 boys, or 7 if you count Rambo over there, is about the same as I feed George and his 2 girls because the girls eat so much.
Right. So the other thing is that you're going to be keeping these boys for pets. So they're not going to be giving you eggs. They're not going to be protecting any females in that respect, but they're going to be companions and they're going to be good at their job. That is definitely an option. And feeding them a lot less, you're not paying out a whole lot more to feed them. So that's a pro to that also.
Absolutely. Another option is table birds. If you're a homesteader or you're looking to support your family meat-wise, that is an option. Like we were saying earlier, that's regularly carried out with all kinds of livestock on small farms. If your birds are your pets and you only keep them for eggs and you're not interested in table birds, then you have to find a different option, whether that's bachelor flock or...
Yeah, there's the option is to try to find a home. And when we say try to find them a home, it's always a great idea to make sure that the people that are showing up to take your roosters are going to do respectful things with and for the roosters. So you have to make sure they're good people.
You are allowed to do things like ask to see photos of the setup, ask them what they're doing with the roosters, charge money.
Right.
If you don't want your bird to end up as someone's dinner, you want it to be placed in a place where it will be valued. Ask those questions. You do not have to turn over a bird until you're satisfied that it's going to a good home.
Right. And the other thing that we were talking about is having a rooster plan is, first of all, to get chickens that are sexed in a way that they're auto-sexing. So they're pre-sexed, and we know definitely that these breeds are girls. They can be identified a lot easier than some other breeds. And then you don't have a chance of getting boys if you absolutely don't want them or can't have them. But understand that you may not be taking that on your hands right there, but the hatchery will be. They will have to do something with the males that are hatched. And that's not always a bad thing, but it is, somebody has to make that decision, and it's in their hands at that point.
Whether you're buying from a hatchery or a farm supply store, or you're hatching your own birds, something has to be done with all those, hence the rooster plan. Another option is if you don't absolutely need to get chicks, you can buy sexed grow outs from local breeders.
Yeah.
Ask all the questions, make sure they're vaccinated, quarantine them before they go in with your flock, and practice very good biosecurity. But that's a good way to go. Again, if you absolutely cannot have roosters, look into buying point of lay pullets. My Pet Chicken actually offers shipped pullets, I think 6 to 8 weeks old.
Right. Yes, definitely. We were looking at that the other day, and they do. And that's a good decision to make if, you don't want to have to worry about that 10% or whatever it is that sometimes sneak in, and knowing, okay, if one sneaks in and then you have the one rooster, this is kind of where I am. I know I don't want to have any more at this point.
Right.
So then you have to make provisions to make sure that you don't get them, or have a plan. I joke around that Holly was my rooster plan, but it's one of those things that everyone has to make that plan for themselves before you get chickens, because there is an error. There is like a percentile of errors here, and it can happen to you.
When it comes to sexing chicks, right?
Yes. Yes.
Some breeds are just really, really hard to sex.
They are. And Polish are, apparently, and that's how I got Little Man. I mean, I thank God every day for Little Man. I love him. But do I want another Little Man right now? No. So my rooster plan might be the next time that I get chicks, it might be leg bars. It might be Bielefelders.
Right.
Ones that I know that are going to come to me 100% female and not chance a boy.
And there's nothing wrong with Bielefelders or leg bars. Those are awesome birds.
They're amazing. They're amazing. Those are just some of the options that you have out there. I mean, if you have another idea for a rooster plan, and you know what? We talk about table birds, but that is a respectable plan that you have. And that's okay.
If you're a meat eater and you do not want to contribute to the horrors of factory farming, or you don't want to create demand for the commercial meat industry, having your own table birds is a legit option. It's better than eating factory farm birds.
Yeah. Definitely. And we don't fault anybody that wants to do that. And if those chickens get to live a happy life beforehand and they get more than what they would have had before, then that's okay too.
Well,
and
heritage breeds raised over a year the way they were originally meant to be before the whole broiler thing came about, that bird gets to have a quality life for a while. Another possibility, and this is going to run you into money and time and work, but it is another possibility, and that is putting up another coop and run and starting another flock with that new guy.
Right. And somebody asked me, I think it was on Instagram, why do I have 3 flocks within my system? And that's kind of why.
Right.
So I didn't want to subject my older girls who have never over years been with the rooster or boy, So they have their own flock. Little man has his own flock. So that's one of the 3 flocks I have. And if you have the time and the monetary, you can do it.
Right.
Then by all means, start a new flock. And then that way you can keep the roosters. Roosters are wonderful pets. Here's something we didn't mention. Rooster as a house pet, as a house rooster.
Right.
This is something that people do that we know, friends of ours. If a rooster can turn into a pet, they can wear diapers, they can be house pets. If you don't want them out with the girls, they're great.
They make the best evening lap snuggle buddies.
Oh, yeah.
There's something so soothing about having a rooster asleep on your lap. You could stroke his beautiful feathers. Yeah.
And that could be a rooster plan. If I get a rooster, he's going to be my pet, my house pet. He's not going to go out with the girls. And that's a suitable rooster plan. Just knowing what you can or want to do beforehand is going to help. Because when you hear the little crow or whatever, at that point, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. You heard what you heard.
You don't know until they crow. And when they crow, you're like, oh, beep. What am I going to do?
Yes,
But
generally.
if you already have the plan, then you're good.
Right.
So having the plan is so important and it's responsible.
Right. Right. Like we said, do your due diligence, make sure they're going to a good home, make sure whatever's going to happen to you is something you're comfortable with, and, charge money. I've been told by a couple of different people that there are folks who keep like falcons and birds of prey, and they will get free roosters off of like Craigslist to use as bait.
And here you think you're doing a good thing and you're just feeding them to somebody else.
Yeah. So you might want to look into that before.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely make sure you're good with where they're going. And because they have that they have personality, they have a heart. So just make sure that you're doing right by them. That's for sure. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always message us on Instagram or Facebook or send us an email, and we'll do the best we can to get back to you in a timely fashion.
I find it hard to believe that there aren't other people out there like me that want to have 12 roosters.
They are so cute, though.
12 roosters. Yeah, they're very cute. I love those boys.
Are we ready to move on to
cracking the eggs?
Cracking those eggs. Now, we're still in September, so we're in under the apple month. And I'm going to say this. I thought about Holly Ann last Saturday. We went apple picking. And I was like, Holly Ann would be loving all these apples. My only thing was they didn't have a lot of variety, but I did get Ida Red for baking, and I did get Empire for salads and eating.
I quite like Empire, in fact. The whole thing with apples is a lot of the varieties ripen later in the season. Like they ripen over a, long period.
Right.
You pick some good ones. You pick some varieties that I really like.
They had Grimes too, which I wasn't really familiar with. So we
Grimes
did pick a few of those.
is a nice old apple, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice kind. So today's cracking the eggs is
Savory apple potato pancakes.
Yum.
They're delicious. They're really delicious. The potatoes, it calls for grating the potatoes. Half the time I just grate the apple too because I'm already, in there
when
doing
I do
it.
Cakes and stuff with the apples, I grate them because it's just easier.
It is, yeah.
So let's go through the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need 1 egg. So it's good for this time of the year. Only 1 egg. That's good. 2 tablespoons of flour or gluten-free flour. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. 1 apple peeled and chopped. 3 medium-sized potatoes peeled and grated. And a generous splash of olive oil or a well-sprayed pan.
In a medium to large size mixing bowl, you're going to beat together the egg, flour, thyme, salt, and pepper. Then you're going to stir in the apple and the potatoes. And you have to stir it really well to make sure the egg and seasonings, are incorporated throughout. You're going to heat a generous splash of olive oil in a large frying pan or spray one if you prefer. Heat that over medium heat. You're going to pour in about 1/4 cup of batter for each pancake and then press them down so they flatten. These cook best when they're thin. Fry them in batches until they're golden brown on each side, which is usually like 4 to 5 minutes. Then flip them. Serve these with applesauce or sour cream or as a side with sausage and vegetables and all that good stuff. It's very simple, sort of homey food. It's really good.
It's my favorite kind of food. I love simple recipes with not a lot of ingredients that you can get together. And you and I have talked about this a lot. We feel like when you add too much, the seasonings kind of mash together and you get you don't taste the real food. So
that can happen. Oh, yeah.
Simplistic sometimes it just tastes the best.
Well, if you're starting off with apples and potatoes that taste good, you know, that's half the battle right there.
Oh, yeah. So try it. You might like it. Let us know what you think. Take some pictures. We love to see it. Okay, so let's move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. This week's retail therapy, I'm all into this right now. It's a big thing. It's trending. You know, I got 2 daughters. Purse charms. It's definitely trending. So I was looking at, hey, what kind of charms can we find that are chicken purse charms?
Right.
And there's some out there.
There are plenty. I mean, I've got a big chicken charm on my purse that's from Lenora Dame. It's one that you gave me.
Uh-huh.
There are lots of beads and a nice rubber or plastic chicken. I don't remember which one it is, but that's a fun one. I see people staring at it all the time.
I love Lenora Dame, and I was going to say that too. And she definitely has some really good purse charms and chicken stuff for sure.
Yes.
Now, there's another brand out there called Hide and Fringe, and these kind of give you the same feels as Lenora Dame. They're kind of around the same price point. They're about $100.
Okay.
And the charms are, you can get silkies, you can get different ones.
Ooh.
So yeah, they're kind of
charms.
Cool. Yes, definitely.
Nice. I've also seen charms on shoes with the kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's kind of big. Like when you go and sometimes I'm like, how are the shoes? Like you're going to be jingling too much with your shoes going and your purse going, but
doesn't seem to stop them.
No. Now, there's also, like I got in the UK, the little keychain, but acts as a purse charm. It's crocheted, a lot of the chicken ones that you can get. There's crochet chicken charms. There's a lot on Etsy right now. A lot on Etsy. They're really cute.
There's a ton on Etsy, and I have a little sort of alternative. You're looking for a more modest purse charm, but still cute. If you're a knitter or a crocheter, you will know what I'm talking about when I say stitch markers that have the lobster clasp. You can get some cute stitch markers.
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, this one's a kitten. And you can just pop these on purses like zippers, and you can pop these on the shoelaces. And yeah, it's another fun source for charms.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's a ton. You can even just go on Amazon and check out the charms if you like. They range anywhere from $4.99 to higher. So if you want to get something less expensive, that's fine. But the chicken charms are out there. So yeah.
Goose and duck too.
Yes, get them all. Get them all.
You know, don't wear chicken charms near the geese though. I don't think that would end well for anyone involved.
Auntie Chrissy has to come back and visit them again soon.
Okay.
I just want to feed them, though. I just want to feed them, though. I'm like, I want to feed them. I don't know why.
Feed them.
Well, I tried giving them their food, and they were like, look, lady, the bowl's right there.
They're spoiled. They get, like, fresh corn and peas.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to put that in my hand so they can come and I can
bring them a corn cob, and they'll...
they'll just sit.
It's like, they're vegetarians, right? But the serrated beak, serrated beak can mash some food in a hurry.
I saw those teeth. I was like, that's when I got further behind Pete. Like, oh,
they're not really teeth.
They look like it, though. They do.
Right. They do look like it. And they can do some damage. Yeah, you hid behind Pete. That's hilarious.
Like, Pete, no. Okay, so should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are spotlighting another obscure breed, but a very, very beautiful chicken that you can get here in the US, and that's the Norwegian Gjærhan.
Oh, yeah.
Main topic, one of our most favorite things, not really, bumblefoot.
The bumblefoot.
The bumble. Sounds funny, is not funny.
Exactly.
Cracking the eggs, we are doing some delicious pumpkin whoopie pies.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for that. And then retail therapy, we're heading vintage for chicken butter dishes.
Because with all these muffins and everything else we're making in the fall, we need a
some
butter
butter.
dish.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Okay, so what should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens, ducks, and geese.
Every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thanks for listening.